Wow, hey everybody. Let's go live on this camera. Don't know if this, let's see. The quality is a bit poor. Don't know why. What's going on? Background, no, that's not it. Immerse view. I turned on some kind of filter. Maybe that's why. How do I change that? Effects. No. Here we go. Turn off the effect. Maybe this will help. Streamline the camera a little bit. Alright, so I suppose viewers are coming in anyway. It seems to be a bit slow. Alright. Yeah, I'm black, yeah. On April Fool's Day. You didn't really believe that, did you? Today, as usual, I always suffer the censorship on TikTok. And today, 2 of my videos were taken down. I won the first appeal. Second one is in progress, and the appeal has been filed. But I also found out that censorship doesn't really matter so much. I've only had this account for a week or so, and already some of my videos get 70,000 views, one almost close to 100,000 views. So it really doesn't matter how old your account is. It's all about the content. And for some reason, I have a little bit of a skill to be able to speak in a certain way that people will watch the video and it goes viral on TikTok. And that's hello. That's what I think is the great benefit over here. When is Europe? No one did that. You're gone. Bye-bye. You have to be positive and constructive here because I want to, intellectual means a learned man. Someone who knows a lot, who knows his shit. I'm drinking coconut milk with chocolate taste, whey protein, very tasty. Alright, well, so I was talking about TikTok censorship. It is really extreme, but at the same time, you get incredible reach. At least I do. Like some of my videos that I made this week had like 70,000 views, 50,000 views, but also some get reported. Already I got two videos were taken down. No, 3 videos were taken down on this account, but I won the appeals for 2 of them. One of them is in progress. And so what I notice is that means that I don't have to care about this account. And that liberates me. That means I can actually start speaking my mind for real and say the things that I really believe and really mean, because I don't care to lose this account anymore. If I lose this account, I'll start another one, and within a week, my videos will go viral again. I'll have like 70,000 views again, right? So that's the whole point. I think this is, it's useful that if you're not afraid of losing you're not afraid of getting canceled. There's a guy on YouTube called BGV Edits. I think it's called BGV_edits. BGV_edits. He makes these edits about the Hollywood movies, and he changes their voices. He has them say other things. I think that's it's hilarious. You should watch. So he made one about the Avengers being transgender, and he made one about 300 being about pronouns and stuff. No, this channel is not for you. Why do you even bring that up? So I produce music in my spare time sometimes. Today I finished a song called Changing Scenes by the JMK. It's on SoundCloud. It will be on Spotify in a few days, so you can check it out. I'll play it as soon as I have 50 viewers or something. I'll play my music. I'll demo it to you. Nowadays I really like the fusion of the 80s beat, the modern synthwave techno style, twist to it, and vocals from say the 1930s and 20s or so. If you can find, there are some royalty-free vocals that you can find and use. If you can distill the vocals from the instruments, for example. And nowadays you have AI, it can remove vocals from instruments. So yeah, that's pretty useful. Hey, hello everybody. Yeah, share my live. Thank you for sharing. You know, you want to ask a girl out, just ask her to suggest something like swimming pool or food. Usually food is always a good idea. You know, just food and a drink, one drink. Usually that's what they don't mind. You know, women are just people, you know? If you are bored, there's some girl out there who's also bored, and if you would just go do something together, walk through the park, they'll be happy, you know? No way. Conspiracy, yeah. Cultural Marxism, yeah, we've spoken about this many, many times. Uh, it's much bigger than that. It's about the deliberate destruction of Northern Hemisphere type people. So the Northern Hemisphere, that means, you know, white Europeans, white Russians, white Americans. They just want to get rid of us. Nah, get lost. If you say things like the Earth is flat, then just leave. Goodbye. Resist. Yes, we're going to resist. If you don't even know how to spell, you're in the wrong place, man. Oh, 50 viewers live. Okay. Yeah, boxing is fun. Boxing is good for you, for your, your immune system. I don't like to go to gyms anymore. I used to go to the gym when in my 20s, right? But then it's so crowded, cramped, loud music that I don't like. Whereas there's a place where I live nearby where you can go outside. They have this rack where you can do like pull-ups and push-ups and so on. And so I'll go there. Yeah, exercise is also good for your immune system. That's right. Don't forget. So I like to train outdoors nowadays. So I also catch some sunlight. Why would I want to be in this sweaty gym and, you know, have to wait my turn before I can use some equipment when I could just go outside and do what I want? Nowadays I have these elastic straps, you know. Yeah, no one really cares, you know. Racism is just a word. People give that thing too much weight. But one thing's for sure, you know, we're not equal when one group of people demands that they have the right to live among the others, and the others actually are trying to get away from everybody. I was reading a book today. By the way, I have two phones because this is my TikTok phone. I got banned on this one. Yeah. I was reading a book today, and I want to maybe quote something from it because it was really good. If I can find it still. Let's see, it's the book by Edward Dutton called Sent Before Their Time, about what makes someone genius. And there's this part in it about leftists. Let's see. Blah, blah, blah. Blah, blah, blah. Right. Group status, higher status. Here we go. There's no end to this virtue signaling status play. So fellow woke people accuse others of being condescending and omniscient and racist, right? Here. So did you know that white liberals are just as likely to search on the internet for racist jokes and as are conservatives, and are more likely to patronize black people, meaning assuming that black people have low competence and they alter the way they speak. Have you noticed that when white leftists talk to black people, they go like, yeah, can I help you with that? Okay, sure. They talk to black people as though they think black people are children. You know. No. Take your Islam and leave, right? Hold on. And so that's really interesting. Liberals, right? The racist jokes issue implies that white liberals don't really like black people, which makes sense as liberals are obsessed with personal status, and it is low status to be black. Indeed, liberals are only very slightly more likely than conservatives to have a non-white friend, implying that, no matter what they say, white liberals prefer being around high-status white people, and naturally, they like being around those who are genetically similar to themselves, as we generally do. It may be that liberals like being around whites simply because they regard whites as being high status. Wow. Have you heard? Like, this is just amazing, you know? The sources, it's full of sources. You should actually just read the book. It's full of sources. The references are all there. Here, let me play this game with you once. Source, Stephens Davidovitz, 2017. Source, Dupree and Fiske, 2019. Source, OK et al., 2020. Source, Kaufman, 2019. Source, Rushton, 2005. Right? Source, Wilson, 2012, page 100. So you can go fuck yourself. See? I hate these source people, man. You people are nuts. What do you think I was doing? I was reading from a fucking book with hundreds of sources and references, you know? People are weird, man. You're not going to live in Europe because the global supply chains are collapsing, and it means you're just going to starve here. What did you expect this place is? There's no fruit on the trees in the winter here. You'll just starve. It's weird that you think you can live here. It's impossible. Europe is already, if Europe only had white people in it, it would already be overcrowded. It would be overcrowded by a factor almost tenfold. Like 90% of Europeans, white Europeans, can't even live here in the future. It's impossible. The European continent can probably feed 50 million people, and presently we have 750 million people. This, you know. Yeah, you were in Paris last week and you thought Paris has fallen. Yeah, of course it's fallen. Are they cleaning up the trash nowadays, you know? Nobody ever blocks me. All right, Europe is the best nation, yeah. It's not a nation yet. But returning to liberals, and I'm reading from the book with sources, by Edward Dutton, sent before their time. Returning to liberals, having positively persuaded themselves that white people are evil, liberals can then project their own self-loathing onto other whites who are prepared to contradict the idea that supposed racial injustice is entirely the fault of whites. And they do so with great fervor as a further means of elevating their own status among whites. Liberals are then extreme individualists. That's what they are. Liberals, white liberals are just selfish assholes. They're just sad, you know? By the way, I produce music now and then. So today I finished my track called Changing Scenes. Maybe I'll play it to you. If the music isn't too loud. SoundCloud and on Spotify.
Where does it take? What does it mean?
Thank you. Great vibe. Oh wait, I like this part. All right, that was the song I produced today. I finished it today. You can go to my, SoundCloud at the JMK Music to listen to all my music there. I won't bother you with it again. So censorship, yeah. I deal with a lot of censorship, and that's why I feel entitled to block people who are not respectful of me. I was not born in this world to be disrespected by anonymous people, right? Like if you have a reason, if I did something wrong, that's different. But if you just come here to troll, you're out. You're not part of my life. And I think that's a very healthy attitude, because why would you, either you submit to the negativity of others or you rise above it. And rising above it means you disconnect, you don't pay attention to it. You've got other things to do, you know? I think a lot of people still need to learn that. What also surprises me is when people feel that they have a right to talk to someone. No, you don't. If someone doesn't like you, you have to accept that. You can't do anything about it. In fact, if you get angry about that, then they will like you even less. So there's no point. You know, either they like you and they want to talk to you, or they don't, and then you just move on. Lots of people don't know how to do that. You know? Lots of people are still very primitive in this sense. It's like when you want to be with a woman and she doesn't want you, and then what are you going to do? You're going to get angry at her and beat her up? Why don't you just move on and just grow the fuck up? You know, there's just too many men out there who don't know how to deal with rejection. It's not right. It's not healthy. It's a bit sad, you know? I also see that a lot of men, they submit to the woman in a relationship, and you don't need to do that. The whole idea of you being more independent than a woman is that if she doesn't treat you right, you just walk out. And that's not a bad thing at all. But lots of people apparently are afraid of the social backlash of being strong. Like, so many men buy women expensive presents or buy them expensive dinners. Why would you do that? It doesn't make any sense. You should buy what you think is normal. If you want to spend $20 on a dinner in a restaurant, then don't spend $200, and definitely not $500 or more. You just spend $20, you know, and that's it. That's the budget. You know, if there's a woman who doesn't accept your dinner budget, then she's not the woman for you. I mean, it's not your job to work 80 hours a week and hustle on the weekends just so you can afford her an expensive glass of wine. That's what a slave would do. You're not a slave. You're supposed to be a man. Let me put it this way. The hanky-panky, sex, what's it worth to you? A lot of men think it's worth everything. You will do everything to get this woman. And that's nonsense. That's why they don't like you. That's why they reject you, because you're weak, right? You should see it this way. Hanky-panky, if I meet a woman for hanky-panky and it's going to be at my place, it's like a home-cooked meal. I bring the sausage, she brings the cabbage, right? We make a meal together. And if she wants some yogurt in her bowl, I give her that too, but then she owes me, see? So what's that worth? Sausage, cabbage, and some yogurt, what's that worth? That's no more than $7 because you buy it from the supermarket. So that's what hanky-panky is worth. It's $7. It means every prostitute in the world is overpriced. And that's how you need to regard this. All right. Thanks for watching. South Africa, eh? don't overvalue women. That's the biggest mistake men make. And if men would stop doing that, because it's the men after all, they always say that we live in a patriarchy, but actually men are way, way, way too submissive toward women. And by being dominant, I don't mean aggressive at all. It's the submissive men who are aggressive, because when they can't get what they want, they respond with aggression and violence because they're weak. All right, the dominant man is more likely to just walk out because he has other things to do. I think this is the difference between what the so-called alpha male has nothing to do with looks, obviously. The alpha male is the man simply more willing to break up a relationship. A beta male wouldn't dare break up the relationship. You know, a beta male is a weak man who is a slave to the woman, who doesn't dare to stand up and say, hey, this is not good enough for me, you know? You can't do this to me, you know? So that's how it goes, you know? Yeah, thanks for watching. So the viewers come and go on this app. So one second you have 100 viewers and another second you have 10 again. Because I was playing some music and then people left. Yeah. Let's see, how long have I been speaking now? This is just a random thing. I just got started at 20 minutes, yeah. Usually I don't mind talking for up to an hour if I can think of the right topics. So what's been going on in the news lately? Yeah, we're going through this massive transformation. We're going to the age of Aquarius. I spoke about this yesterday. The age of Aquarius is where we start to live more authentic lives, where we start speaking the truth again about ourselves and others. And so right now we live in the age of speech suppression. You're not allowed to say what you really think. Everything nowadays on TikTok is hate speech. Everything is, is a hate crime. And it's just ludicrous because how it really works is there are all sorts of special interest groups using legislation to try to protect themselves because I think they damn well know that they're in trouble, you know? That's how it really is. Like they want to have an Israeli James Bond, and if you think that's weird, then you're an anti-Semite. But they want an Israeli James Bond to make Israel look good, right? While they're mass murdering in Gaza, you know, and that's the whole trick. And so they make legislation to make you, to ban you and to incriminate you with hate crimes or whatever. You know, it's just sad, you know? It's just really sad. I was outside today. I didn't find any eggs there, you know? The reaction of the government to the new age, the government is going to disintegrate and implode. It's just not feasible. They've been trying to get people to live a certain way for so long. So many laws and rules have been passed. If you think about it, even a small country like the Netherlands has like millions and millions of laws that you have to live by as a citizen. The exploitation of people has been perfected to the point it can go no further. You've reached the limits of human exploitation. You can't go any further. And it ends there, you know? It's where people will say like, I would actually rather live in a forest alone than to be a member of this society any longer. That's how it goes, you know? The governments are just, they've perfected their system, but it can't go no further. It can't go anywhere anymore. And we like to believe that there's going to be a world government. I don't think so. Look at what's happening in the world. You have the conflict of Ukraine, Gaza, and Taiwan. Those are linchpins of the global supply chain system. And you know, because the Chinese Silk Road wants to go through Ukraine, and Gaza is near a shipping route, the Mediterranean, right? Taiwan is about high-tech electronics. So that's the problem here. Globalism, the global supply chain infrastructure is already collapsing. Did you see what happened in Baltimore? There was a big bridge there. A ship crashed into the bridge and the bridge fell into the water. That's just, those are the signs, the first signs. Nord Stream was blown up, of course. These things were done deliberately, but it's clear that the global supply chain infrastructure is coming down, and that is going to mean starvation for a lot of people for two reasons. One, lots of people are extremely materialistic, and through their materialism, they they have no soul. Their souls are empty. If you want to fill your soul with money and gold and so on, you're just not going to survive when materialism clocks out. And the other reason is that there won't be food. Lots and lots of people are not going to have food. So the way I see it, there was a Belgian guy who spoke about this called Yannick Verdijk from Belgium. They shot him. He was killed by the police because he was like a prepper who prepared about, he spoke about preparing for what they call the zombie apocalypse, meaning the normie civilians who have not prepared for the future are going to wake up one day, find out that the supermarkets no longer have food, and they are going to be like a zombie army. But within a month, they will starve out. They will die out within a month or so. And then, of course, you have, the survivors will be the preppers and the ones who are able to get organized together. That's my point. Yeah, the ship's black box was missing. Oh, what a surprise. It had a Ukrainian captain. What a surprise. These aren't coincidences, It's all on purpose. I noticed that, I don't know what it is, but the way that I speak about topics draws a lot of attention. For example, there's a woman that I follow. I think her videos are better than mine in terms of content about what she speaks about. But she's been on TikTok for a year or so, and she has 2,000 followers. I have a new account for 1 week, and I have more followers than her. And her videos get like 300 views, and my videos now get like 50,000, 70,000 views. And I don't know what that is, but I noticed that if I speak about current events and then give you my like philosophical point of view about it, it somehow attracts a lot of people. People want to listen to that. So I enjoy the speaking too. So, I don't think they're controlling the world, but they are heavily influencing it in their own best interest. That's just how it is. Maybe they see themselves as lions, and they see us as the gazelles or something. It's not true, but maybe they think of each other that way, In the end, you always have to keep in mind that there are two parties here, the abuser and the abused. And the problem here is that our people, the Celtic, Germanic, Slavic, white people of the north and so on, they are the Anglos, the Saxon, right? If you want to be naive and be a normie and be a sheep, then people will exploit you. People will use you. That's simply how it is, Yeah, maybe they like what I say because I'm honest, yeah. Maybe that's it, yeah. To the point sometimes, yeah. Yeah, that's why I get banned a lot too. There are a lot of people who don't want to hear what I have to say, of course. People with the power to ban me. Let's see. Well, I don't even know what that is. All right. Yeah, you think I'm smart? All right. Yeah, I try to be real, yeah. I tell it like it is. I think that works for a lot of people. But I also get a lot of enemies because of it. That's how it is, Yeah, blatant. Let's see. My phone is a bit slow, but it seems to be working, so. Yeah, maybe. They'll shut it down as always. Yeah, eventually I will do it. Eventually it will get shut down, yeah. I think most Celto-Germanic, Slavic type peoples, they are just not even aware of what's going on. Their lives are much simpler in this sense. Their life is what's inside their house, and what's outside is just the outside world. They don't care about it. maybe it's important too that they don't know too much, because if they otherwise they would just be depressed all the time and be angry all the time, right? And so that's why they don't know. But then again, we should be in charge of our own future, and we can't allow other people, out of laziness or so, allow other people to tell us what to do. You know? Yeah, you think Slavs are more aware? Yeah, I think Dutch people are very naive, and very simple. So when I try to wake them up, they become very angry. Yeah, voting is rigged. The United States, just this year, in January and last year, December, the United States came into Poland. They simply did the color revolution in Poland. And now you have LGBT education and so on. I think Polish people should understand what's going on. You've been colonized by the Americans. They're telling you what to do now. It's just, is Ireland like that? You think Ireland is also naive? Yeah. I think there are more Irish people willing to fight back than there are Dutch people, though. I think people don't like to think about the things that go wrong tomorrow. They like to just live in the moment, as they say. I think that's good for them, but not for us. If you want to be those of us who are awake, not woke, but awake, we have some kind of duty to fulfill here. We should do something about something. We should prepare for the future that we want. That's what it is. Instead of allowing others to guide our future, we should guide ourselves. That means we need to know what we want. I think we will want a post-materialist age. So we do away with materialism. We don't work for money anymore, but we work for time. We work for free time. We work for space. We work for having large families again and so on, right? Yeah, it's not always the government, it's the people. Of course, the government is really a small group of people and some rich people. And it's the common people, the mob, the masses, the plebs, who are the plebeians. They are the ones not, if they would spend 15 minutes on one day, 15 minutes thinking about what's going on in this world, they would just wake up and they would support what is right, instead of allowing these puppet players, the puppeteers, to mess with us the whole time. That's what it is. Alphabet gang free zones. Okay, that's really great. I know what you mean. Yeah, the clown show. I call them the clown circus, the clown show, clown world. Rainbow people. People of the flag. Yeah, if comments are getting filtered, you need to use other words, because that's what it is. Yeah, I'm on Telegram. I have a backup there at JohannesMK. At JohannesMK. Right. All right. Let's see if I can find some more from the book I was reading. I was reading a book called Sent Before Their Time by Edward Dutton. All right. Church ladies, individualism. Yeah, individualism seems to be the problem of our time, of our materialistic time, Yeah. Church ladies, individualism. Yeah, individualism seems to be the problem of our time, of our materialistic time, Yeah. Who are rejecting capitalism, who are rejecting the modern world. Those ones who refuse to work for it. The women on welfare, they have the highest birth rates, even in Europe, even among white women, right? And so these families, they're giving birth to a new generation, new race of white people who don't want industry and urbanism anymore, right? So only females where both parents are on welfare have above replacement fertility, specifically those requiring social worker and police interventions. The dysfunctional white women are the ones having most children, and that is a good thing. It's a good thing because these women are not going to support the continuation of this exploitative capitalist, system. They are literally going to revolt against the modern world. They're going to destroy it. So this is a good thing. They're going to destroy the world. And these females have been shown to increase their fertility in response to increased welfare payments. So the more money you give them, the more kids they pop out. In addition, the fertility of many northern all right. So that's very interesting. I thought that was like, you see, we're always talking about what's the solution to mass immigration. The solution is the society is going to collapse anyway. And then what? It's the sort of women who never liked the society anyway, the women on welfare. That's even true among white women. The white women on welfare are the ones having most kids, but those children are born and raised with different messages. They are educated not to be submissive and slavish to the status quo, but rather to break out and fight back. And I think this is just great. So, all right. Right. I think it will also collapse. Yeah, I spoke about this to somebody more intelligent than I. They said the same thing, that it's probably going to collapse. Yeah. No, I think Chinese can supply weapons to African nations, and they might actually go to war with Europe because China hates Europe, obviously. All right. So just to recap, I think the solutions may present themselves. The European economies, it can't go on. It can't keep growing. Economies don't keep growing. They're going to come crashing down eventually. And I welcome that. Because it means we can liberate ourselves from this prison life system, this urban industrial complex that we were born into, we were told to work for, and no one is doing anything in the interest of themselves or of other people. So that's back to the age of Aquarius, where people will become more authentic again, where they simply refuse to do things they don't want to do anymore. Because a lot of people are just working for money, but they're doing work they don't like to do, and that's it. That's the whole problem. We shouldn't be doing things we don't like to do. I think that's the definition of freedom, is the ability not to do the things you don't want to do. That's freedom. And then, of course, you can either choose to relax or do something you do like to do. But the ability to say no to the things you don't like, that's power. That's freedom in my book. That's how it is, yeah. Let's see if I can play another song, because I produce lots of kinds of music like trance, dance, techno, synth pop, synth wave. I have a very broad, but it's all dance music basically. I do have very broad taste in things. Let's see, what should I shock you with something? I had a trance song that went viral at some point. Let's see if I can play it out. Just gonna fill some time with music here.
Time is frozen. Time is frozen. Time is frozen. Time is frozen.
No, I don't listen to heavy metal, no, sorry. I did like Nirvana. This is that never-ending feeling by me. Welcome back. AFD is controlled opposition. Of course not. I might feel hungry.
Time is frozen. Time is frozen. Time is frozen.
Musical intermezzo.
Are you ready?
35 people watching me play my music. Yeah, it goes hard, huh? All right, that was my musical intermezzo. Because I produce a lot of music. Someone was talking about how they're corrupting country music, and I think that's true. The coin clippers, they're really using media and music to corrupt us and to demoralize us and to deconstruct us. I try to make music with uplifting melodies, or at least with an uplifting message, right? And so that's very different from the what we are fed from the TV, you know. That's the difference here. All right, someone from Kenya, okay, you know. Country music hasn't been good, so Johnny Cash. Now Beyonce gets into country music apparently, and that's you know, they're doing that to corrupt it, because Beyonce, you know, country music used to be about, you know, I was watching this video where they say country music was like the moral Christian music of the time, you know. I can't sing. Mr. Bond, you know. Dog Dodo. All right. Strange name for a song, yeah. I'll check out Mr. Bond. All right. I'm clocking out. I'll be back usually maybe every day or so. I hope you enjoyed this session, and then thank you very much. Bye bye.